So I'm just starting today's video with a street food and market tour, like a guided tour that I did yesterday. So this was last night, the day I arrived in Jaipur, but I didn't include it in yesterday's video, so I just wanted to put it in here quickly. The tour was really good and I got to try different street food. This was Indian chai. It had a lot of milk in it. So anyone who knows me knows that I didn't try that. And this was really cool. These guys are making tin pots and stuff. And then just families and kids living in their flats above the market. And again, more people making the tin pots and stuff. In some ways, it was quite similar to the markets in Agra and Delhi, but it was also a lot calmer in other ways and a lot more organised and felt a little bit more tourist friendly. So this shop and the other one next to it were doing live demonstrations on how they make the colourful kind of plasticky wax bangles. And so it was just really interesting to see how they melt it down and then shape it and weave it together. And this is the palace and the palace gate where the Jaipur royal family still live today. Now, this is today's video, so this is the morning view from my hotel window across the city of Jaipur, which was really beautiful. So after a really beautiful breakfast buffet in the hotel, which was quite spicy, but again, really lovely, I headed out into the city of Jaipur on a bus. So you can see here the views from the window, and there is a lot of rubbish all over the streets in all parts of India from what I've seen. And this is where I was headed. This is the Amber Fort in Jaipur. And there was this snake charmer, which I took a video of. But, I mean, I kind of imagined the snake might come up a bit more, and it didn't really, but you can't come to India and not see a snake charmer, I guess. And so then this is a Jeep. So because the Agra Fort, from where the car park is, where the bus just left me, to the actual fort is quite a way up a hill, as you can see. So you can like walk from there, or there is opportunity to do an elephant ride, but the best opportunity is in the Jeep. This is a stop halfway up towards the Amber Fort, and this is an old, what they call step well, which is quite popular in India. It's not in use today, but it used to be in use where the whole town or village would use this well to collect their drinking water. So it wasn't for cleaning or washing or bathing, it was their drinking water. And this is some of the scenery and a Hindu temple next to the washing well. So the drinking well. And then this is going up again in the Jeep. And this is arriving at the Amber Fort. These are some of the elephants that people ride up and down, but I chose the Jeep because I'm not really sure about animal tourism and how well the animals are looked after. The Amber Fort was really beautiful. I'm in the courtyard at the moment, but also the views from the courtyard were just stunning. And the courtyard made of that kind of amber stone as well. This was a really exquisite kind of mirror hall. All this is glistening silver mirrors and glass, and it just really twinkled in the sun as well. And this was inside the Amber Fort where the royalty used to live. The building of the fort began in 1592 and was completed in the 16th century and has so much history, but it was just all amazing to learn and to see. And this is now taking the Jeep ride back down to get on the bus again, and that was the Jeep I rode in the front. I thought it was funny, I could see myself in the mirror. This was a kind of random magician guy who was doing magic tricks on the bus going away from Amber Fort. He was actually quite good in a way, he was funny. Bus stopped for a little bit of a quick photo opportunity here. And then driving on a bit more through the streets of Jaipur, I went to visit a Indian carpet making place where they hand make them in the traditional way, and also do Indian block printing. The guys who were weaving and making these carpets were so fast and so skilled. It was amazing to watch. And then this was a demonstration of how they singe the underside once it's complete. This helps them check the quality of the cashmere wool, but also kind of seals it all off and stops the rug from slipping around on the floor. This man was demonstrating how they do Indian block printing and how they do, a number of different layers to get the patterns. It was amazing to watch him. Like, he didn't seem to make any mistake. He just really knew what he was doing. And then they showed how they could do like a practice demonstration from start to finish. So that's the first layer, they kind of outline. And then he put on the next layer colouring, and then the final layer, I got to have the opportunity to do it, which was actually quite fun. It was easy to do in the terms of the printing, but to actually match it up, it didn't go so well. It was actually really hard to match up the points. After eating 2 samosas for a quick lunch stop, I headed off to a really cool observatory. So this is an observatory in the heart of Jaipur. These instruments were amazing, but a little bit hard to understand. Royal Observatory has 19 astrological instruments which are scientifically accurate even today, and they're still considered accurate within a minute. So the sundial is accurate within a minute, and there was 19 different instruments, and they were all just incredible. They were built between 1728 and 1734 and were commissioned and built by the king of the time. The final stop of the day was this beautiful facade. It's only really a facade, so I saw it from across the street, but it's the Palace of the Winds, and it's absolutely stunning. And basically the royal women would have been on the other side, and they could stand in the windows and look out and observe what was going on without actually being seen from the people on the outside. So all these tiny windows were for the royal women, the princesses, the Maharaja's wives, to look out at the city. And just to give a little bit more context of Jaipur, Jaipur is called the Pink City, and that's because most of the buildings within the centre are this kind of pinky colour. Many of them, that's not their original colour. They were painted that colour in 1876 by the Maharaja of the time, because Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, her son, were coming to visit, and Prince Albert liked this colour, supposedly, so all the buildings were painted this colour for their visit, and it is now like a requirement to keep up that colour. So if you have a building in the city centre of Jaipur, you are still required to have your external facades in that colour. Thanks so much for joining me on this adventure, and I hope you're all enjoying the videos as much as I'm enjoying actually making them each day.